Welcome to the Three River Valley series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 23rd of October 1985. Now, the title of this video is I've Got a Plan, and this is the reason why the game's on pause, because I want to explain what's going to happen in this series going forward. Because if you follow the channel, you'll be aware that I've made a video looking at the basics of waste and also maintenance. And I've been thinking about how am I actually going to learn these two key new mechanics while during this beta test phase. And what I've come up with is going to be a little bit risky, but I think it's going to be quite interesting. And that is that I am going to try and integrate these mechanics into this series. And the way I'm going to do it is based on your comments. As usual, a big thank you for your comments and feedback, because some of you guys have given me ideas about how to implement these new updates and some of the background to it. So what I've done is I've rewound the date back, so the previous part of this series is effectively doesn't count. I'm going to pretend it disappears. And what I'm going to do is spend a year sorting out a few problems and making sure the economy is going well, also laying the foundation for the first step in the process. And then after about a year, if I'm happy with the situation, what we're going to do is we're going to implement vehicle maintenance. Now, the reason I'm going for vehicle maintenance over the actual waste disposal is that the vehicle maintenance has a lead time of about 4 years. Basically you switch it on and then it takes 4 years before its main effects start to kick in. So what that will mean is that we'll have some time to do some preparation, build the relative vehicle maintenance buildings, and get a few things sorted out during that 4-year period. And during that period, what I will be doing is exactly what I've just stated. And then when we get to a point where I feel I'm ready for maintenance and we're seeing how things are going, then what I'm going to do is go for the big one, which is we're going to switch on waste. Because waste is going to be the really tricky one. And to do that, we are going to need to do some preparation with technical offices and whatever, as much as we can, be able to be prepared for that. So these technical offices need to be ready. And I think I should be possible. Let me just take a look at the actual custom shed here. I think we can actually buy the waste trucks. Yes, we can. So effectively what we'll have is the technical offices in place and fully populated with trucks ready to go for when we switch on the waste management system. Now, of course, what's going to happen is that we won't have anywhere to dispose of some of the rubbish, but I do have a bit of a strategy for that, but I'm getting way ahead of myself from that perspective. Now, returning back to the fact, as I said, I was going to spend a year preparing, because I've also, as part of the overall strategy, because of course, because these cities were never built to handle waste, so what we're going to be doing is building or starting to build a brand new city over here, because I'd like to get this area up and running. You can see we've already started to build various buildings here, and of course they've got nothing in going on at the moment. So what we're going to do is build a new town here, and or at least get the main structure in place over here, so that what we can do then is build a town with waste from the ground up. So that'd be an exercise in this area from that perspective. And another initial objective is going to be is because waste relies on so many techs which are behind research walls. What we're going to do from the beginning is rework the research so that by the time it comes to implement waste, what we'll have is all the research done. And with respect to maintenance, there is no real research for maintenance, because well, just to go through it for anyone who didn't watch the video, is what we're going to have to do is put down a construction office that will cover all our major towns, and then get that construction office set up so that effectively what will happen is, well, just to give you an example is probably the best way to explain it, is I've got a construction office up here, In fact, I got 3 construction offices out here. They're pretty well laid out. And what I'm going to do is convert one of these construction offices into a maintenance one. So we need to build one here. We're going to have to possibly, what I was thinking at is I might convert this road construction to a maintenance construction office, because we got a lot of stuff that is going to need maintenance over here as well. So what I might do is just move construction office over to here, because of course we're going to have to build the new town. And I'm wondering, well, we could put a road construction office here. That might work. And then what, because we're going to have to push out some roads this way. So we've got a lot of planning and bits and pieces to do in order to get everything working. Also, I would like to have a bit of a big push with respect to the railway, because we're going to really need the railway up and running. I'm also thinking that possibly an airport, because if we're going to do maintenance, we need to look at maintenance of aircraft. So that is the plan, and I accept it's quite ambitious. I don't know how far we're going to get through it, because I will confirm that given the problems with the waste management and also the vehicle maintenance aspects, I definitely think that once the update drops into the stable branch, we will be starting a new series. Right, so the first thing I want to do is set up the fertilizer again, because if you watch the previous video, be aware that I set this up. And so that's exactly what I want to do. But I've got a change in strategy, because I've realized that when I made that previous part, I made a little bit of a mistake. We're just going to let the game run on slow, because I set this, what we call it up here, this medium distribution office. And if we go to rubles, and what we want is some tankers. So we need an ore tanker because we need to carry the liquid fertilizer. And you can see we've got spaces here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to get 3 cistern trucks. And then because we've got access to the waste vehicles, I'm going to get ones that can carry fertilizer. So we can only carry 6.5 tons. We're going to get 1, 2, 3 of those. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to load there, come to there, unload. I just don't want to put it there. I'm going to put it in the wrong place. One there and one over here. And we've already got the tanker in. Right. So what we want to do is we don't want, what's this, hazardous waste. I certainly don't want hazardous waste. We want the liquid fertilizer and fertilizer. And I'm just going to set these just to make sure that. And the idea is going to be is that we will deliver both fertilizer and liquid fertilizer to the farms. Because what I want to do is be able to find out how, when and how the fertilizer is actually expended. The other thing also is that after I finished the video for the previous part, a number of these fields, because if I click on the fields here, you see at the moment it says it's a fertility of 70%. And over here, see these fields that are still being harvested. What I've noticed here is that some of these fields, once the winter kicked in, they all dropped down to 17% fertility, which is less than the setting here for the minimum fertility. And what that meant is that the fields are below 50% would not be sown in the upcoming year. So what I want to do is just confirm that at the moment we've got this one here, this one here, this one here. We've got a couple of fields in over here. It looks like all these are finished. So that is good. So we've now set up the fertilizer situation. Now the next thing I want to do is sort out the research. And I've had a little bit more of a thought about how research I want to do. So we're going to come in here, and of course this one we're going to do medical research. And I certainly want to start with preventative medicine. I quite like this toughening, but I think we'll start with alcohol standards. It says guidelines and standards for alcohol. In a result, we expecting less negative effects from alcohol on people's health. We're going to start with that. We're going to come up to here. So we come into the university here. I think we got plenty of slack on the university here. And I think what I want to start with here is, actually, forgotten which one it is now. Sorry. And Popov. We've already got this done. Metallurgical study. It's the one for tourism. Can't remember which one tourism actually is, because we need to sort out our tourism, because at the moment it's disabled. This is tourism. That's parking. Here it is here. Oh, so we've got to do that in the HQ. Right, let's get back up to here. I want the one for tree planting. There it is there. Forest study. It's that one. Gonna get you going on forest study. The other thing I've got up while we're here, is one problem we've got to fix, is we've got this health risk due to sewage tanks here. So what I've done is I've put in a sewage collection position here. We do need this, and I did put in a technical office up here somewhere here, and I think it's in the wrong place, tucked down there, so I've actually put it here. Now another problem while we're up here is that here is gravel. There's supposed to be a truck coming up here. Where are you? How far away are you? Okay, he's still coming. Haha. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to asphalt some of these roads as well. Yeah, I've got, as I say, I had this problem with this filling up, but at the moment this village is surviving on the water flask. You can see this is not producing any fresh water at all, and at the moment it's living on this water quality here. I've got a question actually for any of you guys. See where it says here, hold to flush water down the drain. Is that new, or is it something that's been around for a little while? Because it doesn't make sense to me. Like we might have a bit of a heating problem. Building without drinking water. Yeah, this one's already running out. That's why the heating's dropping. We need to get that gravel cleared straight away. Anyway, so we've done the research here. What I want to do is get through the research as quickly as possible. I don't think the university here is all that big. I think we got a small university here, haven't we? No, I think we won't bother with that there. Train waiting too long. Okay, where are you? Oh, what's causing you problems? Let's look at part of the problem at the moment I've got at the moment is that the trains are, there's too many trains on the track. Let me just put this in and see if that will that change this going. What was this? I mean, you can go that way. I think the problem is down here because I've got see, why are you still, have I got any signals on this side? Nah, that might be part of the problem. Put that up a bit. Well, so we'll just get down here to look at the technology. I do have quite a major problem in this area due to these, and as far as I know, Vimes was very kind to post a solution. He was saying that These mods are definitely broken in the fact that they won't supply wastewater. But one thing he did say is that there is a version which actually contains the sewage connection here, and I need to look into that, because what that means is this area here it will be crippled in the new season. So what we may have to do is resort to importing crops. But what I do want to do is come here, and we're going to, what do we, next thing we want researched. I'm not worried about fertilizing. What we got here, phone tapping. I think I would really like to move forward with some of these basic ones first. In fact, I think we can load in. Oops, thank you, game. The other thing I'm also want to do is work on this pollution for two reasons. One is part of our preparation for waste management. I want to put in a pollution monitor in every town so that when we can see what effect waste is having on the pollution. The other thing also is that if things go wrong, if we're just to show you, if in case any of you are not aware what I'm talking about. Whoops. Actually, look at her. She looks a bit like Margaret Thatcher. And if any of you don't know Margaret Thatcher was, she was quite a prominent UK Prime Minister in the 1980s. And she had that very... Oops, sorry about that. Just go back. She had that very kind of swept back type hairstyle, which was almost iconic. Anyway, I shouldn't be talking about things like that. What was I doing? Oh yeah, pollution monitor. So what we need to do is do this research to get the pollution detector. But I'm also quite interested in this. It says research is initiated. The basic research of how pollution can be reduced via the filters, and it can be installed in factories. I think this one, in industry causing chimneys, is 50% of the pollution by industry causing chimneys. And well, most of these pollutions don't seem to relate to their... Quite interesting that we've got that ticked as though it says that that is actually being done. Phone tapping. I'm not sure what phone tapping is. Listening to research. We are listening research for phone monitoring technologies to get known better who loyal party members are. I'm not sure if that actually has a specific role, unless all that is just a marker for future research. Maybe the devs have got an idea to do something about that. We're going to come into here. Where's the university here? So what I'm going to do is front load this as much as possible to try and clear some of these here. We need a study in concrete because that's blocking our residential buildings. And then of course up here we've got our party HQ. Here, that's it, tourism study. We need that done ASAP as well. We've got another university here because you can't stack research, so you've got to do it individually. Yes, power plant, plastics. The recycling is going to be something that we're going to really need to work on, but we don't need to do it now. I think we'll open up the Faculty of Geology as well. So that is yeah. So if I show you here, you'll see it says that there's no tourists. So at the moment our tourist industry is crippled. So we do need to get that opened up so we can get that going as well. So that is the current situation. Next thing I need to look at is actually up here. In the sense, well, there's a couple of things I need to look at up here. We've got this technical services being built here. Now, based on feedback from you guys on your comments, one technical office should be more than sufficient to provide waste support services for any major town. So that is something that we can be looking into. Now, here, I think everything's been collected here, but what we don't have here is the ability to apply fertilizer. If you've got modded farms, you can't apply fertilizer. Now, I think in the previous video, I put a new farm there, but what I'm looking to do is I want to put a large farm out there. If we take out this field here, actually, I just want to test something as well. I want to put the field back in again because there was something about Biljo saying that if you put a field back in, put a medium field in, it won't let me put it in up. Well, a small field should be okay. He was saying that if you put a small field back in, the fertility is 10%, yeah, because the ground is brown. So that's something you need to be aware of when you're planning farms. If you put a farm down and create a brown spot like this, what will happen is that you will lose the fertility. Right, back to what I was doing. Large farm. Technically, these guys are finished. We got depot here. I'm just wondering if I can feed this out. But we've got a bit of a deadline. What we got here? We got E512 combines. Let's have a look at what we've got. Oh, we can get rid of you. Sell you. We've got road depot here. We got right. What we're going to do is, I don't know if we can send. I've never done this before. No. Probably tell me no more. Okay. We got to find homes for. I don't think I've got a depot up here, have I? Yes, I have. I've got 3. What are you? Well, you can go. We'll sell you. It gives us 4 more slots up here. A bit of a palaver. If I send the combines up here, it won't take so long. We won't need those until roughly this time next year. So we send all the combines up here. Get you there. I think that would be it. Okay. Right, we've got some free depots, I think, is it? Where's the free depots? Free depot. Roll. Put them here. 1, 2. Mud roads in. You down to here. That means we can then have this. I mean, it was a really big Tudor farm, but and hopefully now we will large farm in here. Yep. Once the just put that round. And put that there. Whoops. Right, 5 we want there, and I want this is a priority. So We're going to get the helicopter crews on this as well, because we need to get this built by the spring so that we can get this split up, and basically this farm is going to run everything. We've also got some spare vehicles here which we can move up into the large farm as well. I think originally I did connect this to a depot, but to a store, but I don't think I'll bother this time. I think I'll stick with the original configuration that we had here. Okay, so we've got this here, and we've got the research going. Trying to think out of anything else that I need to do. Let's have a look here. Now, I did get a comment about these drop-down menus, and I'm aware that you probably won't be able to see it, because in fact the text is so faint. When I made the original video, I missed it. If you look down where it says the different stats which are affecting happiness, what you will see is that right to the right of it is a very faint grey text. And what that does is it gives you a breakdown of the number of people who are affected by each one of those ones. So where it says like death of a child, and it says minus 35%, which looks quite scary. But what it's saying is that there's 32. I'm not exactly too sure what the X means. I'm assuming it means 32 times people. So there's 32 people that have experienced the death of a child. So looking through these stats, it says there's 8 rival at orphanage, 81 people times 8%. But what more concerning down there is it says 5,975 people with crime, and it says there's people there with ability to close. It says 1,909 unable to pray in church, and I think that also applies to this as well. It says so we've had 316 people have a stroke or a heart attack. We've got people affected by crime. We've got 4,811 people suffering health effects from drinking alcohol. We've got 147 people that says they're starving. And we've got 8,968 people affected by pollution, which I would guess is in this town here. If we look at get our pollution monitor out again, I mean, we could have pollution everywhere, which is another reason why I want to put these pollution monitors there. We got a little bit of pollution coming over there. Why have we got pollution up here? What is causing the pollution here? Well, this is going to be interesting. Is it? You don't have any? No. So we do got problems. I'm just going to let the game run normal speed now, because I think I've suffered. I think I've sorted out most of the problems. Just to give you an update with respect to our railways. Where is it? Here, rail construction office. Yeah, the rail construction offices are going. What I'm going to try and do is try and get this link here sorted as well. Okay, research finished. Partly what I'm looking for. So we've now got our medical university. This medical university, because it's so big, really powers through the jolly old research. What are we going to go for now? Preventative medicine, education in toughening. We'll make citizens more resistant to pollution. I think maybe we'll give them vitamins, because if we got a pollution problem here, we make people more resistant to pollution. We might get things going. The other thing I've got going down here is a university. We've now got a food supply here. I need to get this sorted out because I put this hall of residency in, but it's not exactly working the way I did because it's outside the range of the shopping mall here. So what we're going to need to do is come here. You're picking up food, electronics, and meat and alcohol. We need to add you to there. And I think you deliver everything think I want you. Where are you actually based? Overton's. Yeah, I don't want you really delivering clothes. Not clothes. Everything but clothes, please. Actually, the meat delivery needs to change as well because we've got where is it? We've got our meat farm up here. Let me just see. I'm sure this is closed. I'm getting lost on my own map again. We got this one here. I think you can deliver the meat to here, right on the doorstep, 100%, and push that up to 100% as well. So technically, you don't need to supply meat. You just need to supply food and electronics. I think this is the one that's now. This is the one that's actually delivering the meat, the one I've just done. So who's delivering the clothes? We have to send the clothes. I thought I'd put. Maybe we need a distribution office here for the clothes supply. We've got a lot of clothes there. Okay, what we'll have to do in the short term is reverse this process here. Who's actually delivering clothes to here then? This doesn't look right. I thought I put a... here we are. This is what I need to set up. What we got here. Yeah, this is the office I need to set up. Right, we're going to buy some cupboard holes here. What capacity do I really need for cupboard holes? Let me just see. Cupboard holes. Food, clothes, 90 kilometers. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. So what we'll do is we'll just get this up and running, and then we'll make the necessary changes, because I think we need to make some changes here as well. We've actually got this meat truck here, kind of sat around keeping the meat in here, because I think we had a bit of a shortage here. And so I've put an orphanage in here because I feel that we've got a bit of a problem from that perspective. I think this guy is effectively just running what's this? Oh, set line. Okay. Oh, I think what we will do is we add you to here. One of the vehicles can be sent to this depot that this workplace is for. Yeah, I think this guy's just have to stay in his insurance role. Right, and just let the game run. And I think stop production. Where are you? Oh, this is just this heating plant. All port electric heating. I think we can get rid of you. I think you're just annoying. I think that will also free up a connection here. So we can just get rid of you. And power lines. Be very careful here. Where are you going? If I just turned off buildings without power supply. I think I've just turned off the power this area because I accidentally deleted the wrong connection. Okay, we're going to need to put this back in again. Maximum priority. Yeah, a bit of a fail there, guys. Each me, won't it? I think what I've done is I've switched off the oil supply here for the moment, but I think we're okay. We've got enough there for the moment, as long as that gets built quick enough. Research finished. Right, this guy is on the forestry. And what we want is wood cutting, planting policy. This policy is quite a nice quick win, because by researching that, it means I'm gonna have to no longer will have to keep replacing the trees. So that's gonna get sorted out. Oops, no research done. This is quite important as well. We need to research. There we are. Tourist visas, Soviet country. Get that built, because what that will do is get our tourist industry up and running. All right, what are you telling me to stop production now? Oh, we got this thing as well. I think I'm going to clean you up as well, because I think originally I kept these for practicing demolition, but I think now the time has come to, because we're probably going to get lots of messages and other bits and pieces which are going to come through, and I want to make sure that this is tidy. Where are you going? You're going to there. Okay, we're going to try again. You out very carefully. That's the way I should have done it last time. It gives me a spare power connection over here as well. So it's going to tidy that up. How are you going? Yeah, your research studying concrete. That's good. Of course, what the effect of the research is going to drop down my higher education, but that won't be too much of a problem. We've got quite a lot of resources here. And I suppose I'd better start talking a little bit about what plans we need to do for covering the building maintenance, because every building, the building maintenance requires a construction office here. And what will happen is that where it says if I turn the auto detect on, just pause the game because I don't want it. What you'll see is it says the moment electric wiring. What will happen when we switch on building or maintenance? This will get an extra 2 tabs, one for actual construction maintenance and one for machine maintenance. So what we're going to need to do is have a construction office here, or one of these construction offices. We're going to have to give all the necessary vehicles and supplies to be able to maintain the buildings, because of course we've got all this industry over here which need to be maintained. So here we've got good coverage for the building maintenance. I'm just talking about building maintenance at the moment, because there's something we can do in advance. Now up here we're going to need to put a construction office in here. Now we got this tiny little one here. Let me just check to see this has been built right. Get these guys on it. Get the 5 crew on it as well. Actually, well, I think we're just gonna have to live with the gravel road there. That has to be I did set you to high priority. Need that high priority. So what we're going to need here is a construction office to do the building maintenance on this area. Of course, that building maintenance is going to have to cover the farms over here, and also all this stuff up here, because anything that's got people in will require well, building maintenance seems to be everywhere. So I think what we'll do is we'll put in construction office here because I want a reasonable size one, but I think a 12 slot should work. And I think we'll put a 12 slot maintenance in this. This is asphalt. So that covers that. This one, Black Country's already got the construction offices here. Now, one of the problem areas is going to be here because this doesn't have any big construction offices nearby. And what we're going to need is to cover this area, this area, this area, possibly even that rail distribution office, and of course our iron mine up here. And what I'm thinking is possibly here. And we're going to need a fairly big one here. Because another big problem to do with building maintenance is going to be logistics. Where's the pickup points going to be for all the stuff that needs to be built? Because effectively, to do building maintenance, you're going to need access to all the same materials as what you do to actually build something. So what I think what we'll do is we'll put in, I think I'm going to go a really big one here. We have lots of vehicles, so we're going to put you in there. I'm going to try and make sure that they've all got power connections. Put you there. That built. So this will be our maintenance construction office here. Let's just rename it. What are you called? Ironton. Ironton. Call it build main. Because I doubt whether build maintenance. Okay. So we've covered that, covered that. Now over here is going to be a little bit tricky because of course it comes down to range over repairs. Now technically we could probably cover tourist town here from these. Maybe if we turn 2 of these into building maintenance offices here, because I've got 3 offices here. So what I'm probably going to need to do is sort these out. I think for the moment here is going to be okay. Just check the hotels on the way through. And we've got a few guests still hanging around, but up here we've got a lot of building maintenance to do and all that. And we've got this one here, which is a 20 slotter with cranes and stuff like that. But it's a road crew at the moment. So I think we've got enough construction offices here to provide the necessary support. This is a technical office. You want to bear. I think you've got the necessary stuff to do to get things done here. How's the power supply here? We got it back yet? Okay, just let the game run. Now we can go back up to here. Now we've got good coverage from here because we've got construction offices in this area. Just a little bit concerned whether that construction office, and I think, well, I definitely will convert that. So we got, this could probably, oops. Okay, we got completed 2 researches. What do we research here in Dark Valley? Phone tapping. Pause, gas recycling. Right, it's the technical side that's takes a little while to sort out. What do I want? Well, I think we're okay for advanced engineering. What do we need? Studying concrete. Got here pollution research. I think it's been done. This fuel study we definitely need to do in case we need to build an oil refinery. So we need to get that done. I mean, in some ways, I just need to go through Oops. I think there was two messages here. Population's got vitamins. That was, bear in mind, that was 1500 days. That went pretty quick actually. So come into here. What are we going to research now? About edification of toughening. 1200 days. Research will show how to apply toughening into public mines to get citizens more resistant to cold interiors. Yes, that could be quite useful. For them, I think from the beginning, because you've got to remember, is we'll have 4 or 5 years to get things set up. We're going to turn this into our maintenance construction office, which will overlap with that and that. Just 53 pages. I think we're just, oops, cancel. What have we got now? Right, this guy's doing a study in concrete. Right, I want the prefab construction going. Back up to here. This time I will clear all these messages. Right, I want to take a look at the farms before we look at other areas. We got here. Why are you not? Who delivered any fertilizer? Oh, look, we have a problem going on here. Obviously, it's going to take a little while to. Maybe we'll need 2 offices. It'll take a little while to get everything fertilized up. Okay, so back to here. Let's get back to here. We need to check the trains as well. Come here. This is being built. That's good. Okay, more research. Apologies for this, but I do want to keep this going. This is the pollution monitor guy. Pollution filters, expect research. Pollution detectors, yes, I want that done ASAP. So we'll get that done. Right, we've got no construction office out here, and we're going to need to cover. Not there. We need to cover here, here, and over there. My instinct is to put. My instinct would be to put what we call it in here, but then this is a road that we may want to put a vehicle maintenance capability on. I suppose in some ways now, with the fact that we're looking at construction offices for building maintenance, we don't need to stick them somewhere. I think my instinct is we got a road connection there, which can take us into there, and we got a road connection there. I wonder if we put say we put a 24 slot construction office about here, right next to the. I'm going to put you in there. It's got power. Get the helicopter through on that. I mean, these are low priority, so we're not going to worry too much about those. A bit of a traffic jam here. We're going to have to need to look at putting our road processes together. Just coming back to these farms, I'm just wondering. Okay, so you haven't got any fertilizer. Holding on fire. Doesn't look like we've actually delivered any fertilizer at all. So where's that fertilizer truck going to? That doesn't make sense. We got 3 fertilizer trucks. I'm very confused. Right, I'm just going to follow this guy just to see what he's actually doing. Or is it just the fact that they just take such a long time to get anywhere and deliver anything? Okay. Daisy. It's 0.5 tons. Oh, wow. Where you go? So fertilizer is what is done in the winter. I just want to follow this guy. uh, See, this fertility is low. Oh, oops. Qualities. Right, so he's gone to this field, which has got a fertility of 11%. So what we're going to do is he's got... I'm just going to see what he actually does. Okay, I'm just going to pause while we... I'm absolutely fascinated what this guy's actually up to. Right, this guy is now searching that. Just put you there. That should have cleared the visa problem here, so we've got the tourists back. That means that we... Oops. Over there as well. Right, what we need to do now is look at what other research we need in here. I think what we need to do now is focus on logistic optimization. And what are you? You've just... What's this? Wow. Put it this way, this rate, this medical university is going to... It looks like very much you're ever only going to need one medical university. Virology, virus against the new discipline, common disease of the human body. The plan is to reduce the departures of ambulances. I think we'll go with that because I think that actually goes to what we call it. If we come to... Oops. Yeah, if we get preventative medicine, we can get the effects, reduce the effects of stroke and heart protection and first aid identification. So that's the route we want to go down. Work in preventative medicine. So look here. Okay, I'm just going to go back to that field. I'm absolutely fascinated about how well this field is actually going to go. Okay, let me just see. So this tractor will go and put the fertilizers. That's it. He's raised the fertility. Wow. How much fertilizer have you got left now? He's used it all up. So maybe that's where the fertilizer is actually going. Right, I just want to look at something now. We've got the fertility overlay. And this is what I was saying, guys. If you come here. Now, I don't know if this is an effect of the fact that we've just switched the game on. Now, I don't know if this is an effect of the fact that we've just switched into the new update. Because, of course, this is the save game we loaded in was on the one there before. But you can see here, all these fields. Oh, look, there we are actually fertilizing the fields. And you can see that, and that was 23%, 78%, 76%. So it looks very much, see, this one is 11%. So if we can get through a winter with lots and lots of trucks delivering fertilizer, I think we're just going to let that run just to see how efficient it is. It's almost like what we're going to need here is another distribution office. But of course, we won't be able to build it, because I'm pretty sure if we come in here, show all distribution offices, yep, all disabled. So we're stuck with what we've got at the moment. Okay, that's cool. Let's get back to, we should now have the trucks in that distribution office that I built before. So a bit of a tip there, if you are going to move to the new update from an existing save game, make sure that you've got all the necessary here. You pick up from here. Food, not clothes. You pick up food from here. There, food. Cents. There. Actually, no, leave that. What am I doing? You can then go to here. Up close. Like that. Yeah, I think that's. We'll just get you. You've got 4 trucks. I think that will be quite sufficient. So you will go there, there, and there. And we'll call you Clotherton Food. So that means that go into here and look at this one. This one now only doesn't need to do food. It just needs to pick up the alcohol and the electronics from where's the custom shed, and all it needs to do is deliver the electronics to the shopping mall and the alcohol. It doesn't need the meat pickup anymore. North Camp meat storage. What we will do is go to this. Oops, no. Go to you and see if you've got any. You've got a refrigeration truck, which we send to. We'll send you to right over here. That should get that up and running. We need our road crew. Guys working on that. Right, we've got workers in there. We've got meat, food. The only thing we haven't got is clothes, but we should fix that now. These trucks should go out and do their thing. Make sure we've got plenty of food in there for the winter. And of course, we've got our emergency trucks here, so that should be good. I'm not exactly sure. I think I put this technical office in for winter, for what we call it. And I've just realized I've got a little bit carried away and I've overrun on this video. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.